Welcome everyone, this is Mkolis MCB and welcome to the Drive Line. So today we'll be considering the road signs, and we'll just, without any further ado, we'll just go straight to our road signs today. So firstly we will consider the control signs. Control signs are part of the groupings of road signs, which are divided into 11 parts. So it's a group but divided into 11. So we'll first consider the first group, which is control signs. So what's the function of control signs on the road? The control signs are there to control the flow of traffic. They control the flow of traffic. So these signs tell you where to stop, where to yield, in which direction to drive, and what special rules apply. And then there's also permanent control signs, are red and white, sometimes with a black symbol, and they come in a variety of shapes. So it's not just a singular shape or round shape or rectangular shape, but they come in a variety of shapes. So as you see here, they have different colors. Some they are red and white. Some they are yellow and black. But let's just touch this, some of these signs. I think this one you're familiar with, the stop sign. We find it everywhere when you're traveling on the road. So the stop sign, it means come to a complete stop or halt in line with the stop sign or before the stop line. So here, what must you do? When you see the stop sign, you remain stationary, as it's mentioned here, and move off only when it is safe to do so. You move only when it's safe to do so. So every time you see the stop sign, because it's a control sign, it controls or dictates what you must do on the road at that moment you come across this sign. And then the next one, as you see there's a stop sign and go. It says stop, go. So what's the meaning and the function of this sign? So it's stop or go. This is a manual operated sign with the word stop on one side and go on the other. Stop when necessary and proceed cautiously when go is displayed. So normally it's operated by people, and we normally find it where there's road works, there's construction on the road, so they're controlling traffic. Maybe there's only one lane moving. So in order to accommodate vehicles coming from different sides, so they use this sign to control the flow of traffic. So what you do, you do as the sign tells you. It's operated manually. And then the next one, it's a three-way stop. You see there's a stop sign, then there's 3 beneath. It's a three-way stop. This sign, when you come across this sign, the action you must take, you stop in line with the stop sign or before the stop line. Because it's a three-way stop, you proceed only after all vehicles that arrive before you at the other 2 stop lines have moved off. So here it's a first come first serve. So the one who came first will go first. But all the vehicles, they stop. They stop, and then when it's safe, they move off. But remember, it's a first come, first serve. It's a three-way stop. You all only go if you came first, or you'll go last if you came last, so on and so forth. Okay, the following one is somewhat similar to this one, is the four-way stop. So a four-way stop, when you approach this sign, you do the same as you did to the three-way stop. you stop. Stop in line with the stop sign or before the stop line. Okay, then what actions you take after you've done that? Proceed only after all vehicles that arrive before you and the other 3 stop lines have moved off. Then you proceed. When it's safe to do so. First come, first serve. But sometimes on the road, that's why you need to apply the K53 rule. So when it's safe to do so, then you proceed. But first come, first serve. If all of us are following this rule, the intersections will be much safer and the traffic will go even much smoothly. Okay, then the following is a sign which you will always see on the road everywhere. This upside down rectangle. It's a yield sign. This sign gives way to all cross traffic as well as pedestrians crossing or waiting to cross your path. And any trains close enough to be a potential danger. If necessary, stop before the white yield line painted on the road or surface. You see? So here you just see it's not a stop sign. You just yield. So you're always cautious. If there's pedestrians already on the pedestrian crossing or who are preparing to cross, you give right of way and then you proceed. So there's no need for you to come to a complete halt or stop. But if it's safe, you just change to a lower gear and continue with your journey. And then there's this one here. It may be tricky. So it has a stop sign and that upside down triangle. Upside down triangle. So now this upside down triangle, it's a stop or yield sign. So it means that if you're proceeding straight ahead or if you're turning right, you have to stop. The same way you did on the stop sign. You come to a complete stop, you observe. If it's safe to move, you move. But now this triangle, it applies only to those who are turning left. So if you are turning left, so you may turn left without stopping if it is safe to do so. Give way to any cross traffic and pedestrians. If you need to stop, do so before the painted white line. So before, not within or go on top of the solid line or on the lines, but before, safely, so that you can allow pedestrians or other road users to cross. So remember, only when it's safe to do so. And then the following one it's a yield sign, but we find it where? On traffic cycles. Traffic cycles, they have this sign. It means yielded mini cycle. So what you do here, slow down and give way to other vehicles that cross any yield line before you do. Proceed in a clockwise direction when you enter the traffic cycle around the painted island without driving on it. So you yield if there are other vehicles within who are already on the cycle. Then you continue. So even here, the same rule, almost like the stop sign. There's a stop and go. So, or there's a same as the stop sign. There's first come, first serve. So vehicles that are within the traffic cycle, they have a right of way. So you give them the allowance for them to pass, and then you continue after when it's safe to do so. Okay, the other one
Still, we're checking the control signs to control traffic flow. So now the following one is that upside down triangle, the yield sign, and also there's this sign here. What does it mean? Yield to pedestrians. Yield to pedestrians. So that area, it seems like it gives priority to pedestrians. So what you do, give way to any pedestrians. You see, give way to any pedestrians on or about to enter the pedestrian crossing on your side of the road. So the priority is given to pedestrians. If you see pedestrians, slow down. So sometimes you see road drivers, they fail to do so. You find pedestrians stranded on the side of the road. They want to cross, but some drivers, they don't heed, they don't obey the sign to give way to pedestrians. So it keeps the traffic flowing and you avoid lots of damages and casualties that can be involved in an accident. So remember, when you see this sign, you yield to the pedestrians, give them right of way, and then you continue with your journey. And then the next one, it also has the sign of pedestrian. It says pedestrians priority. It prioritizes this area it prioritizes pedestrians specifically. So the area is set aside for use by pedestrians. That's what it says here. So vehicles may enter only to deliver or load goods at a place specifically marked for that purpose, or do maintenance work, or to attend an emergency. Such vehicles must yield right of way to any pedestrians crossing or about to cross their path and must not move faster than 15 kilometers per hour unless a road sign indicates a higher speed limit. So in this area, when you see this sign, remember, it's pedestrian priority. So what you do here, you give way, right of way to pedestrian. So a car will be only found if only it's there for a special purpose, to deliver, to load, and so on and so on. Or maybe it's an emergency vehicle. That's when you'll see a vehicle there. So that area is a priority for pedestrian. And remember, the speed limit, if it happens you are there, you enter that road, it's only 15 kilometers per hour, usually, unless the road sign states otherwise. So remember that. 15 kilometers per hour when you see the pedestrian priority sign. Okay, and the following ones are red and white also colors. They're still under the control signs, which controls the flow of traffic. I know you know these signs. You still remember where we see them. We normally see them. These three signs here. When there's a one-way, it's a one-way sign, but one-way only for those who are traveling left. It's a one-way. The road only travels on the left. This is a one-way road. Drive only in the direction of the arrow. So when you come out, approach this sign, you know that this road will only travel on one direction, that is the left. So when you try to oppose, so only vehicles traveling there will be going the opposite direction if you are trying to go the opposite way. So it controls the flow of traffic and it will help you to avoid any collision or any accident. And then the next one also the same sign, but now another direction. One way straight ahead. So you'll only travel straight ahead here. This is one-way road. Drive only in the direction of the arrow. Straight. You can't travel in the opposite direction. You'll be disobeying the sign. And remember, that can result on a fine. And then even the next one, It's one-way sign, but to the right. So this is a one-way road. Drive only in the direction of the arrow. So remember, when answering your questions, these ones, it tells road drivers that this is a one-way road. You will only travel at the direction of the sign, not the opposite direction. Remember that. So it's a one-way sign. You only travel to the left, to the direction of the arrow. And on these ones we've left here, so this one here, this sign over here, it's a yield to oncoming traffic. You must yield to oncoming traffic. So what's the function of this sign? Give way to oncoming vehicles on this roadway. Proceed when it is safe to do so. So you see? So it seems like it's a priority, somewhat of a priority road, but they yield to oncoming traffic. So these ones, this driver coming on from the opposite direction have the right of way. Remember that if you come across this sign on your test, this is a yield to oncoming traffic. Give way to oncoming vehicles on this roadway. Proceed when it's safe to do so. So remember these words here. You, in everything, remember the principles. These signs can tell you, no, it's a priority sign or you have a right of way. But remember, always proceed when it's safe to do so. So even in your questions and even in your driving career, remember, do things when it's safe to do so. Even if you are either on the right, you are at the advantage or at the right, you came first on a stop sign. But some other road users, they may be rushing or they may be in an emergency vehicle. So remember, proceed when it's safe to do so. Even if you are on the right, you are right. You have a right of way, but make sure that everything is safe, because you'll be saving yourself and other road users. Remember that. So that's what being a good driver is. I know we are here, you are here because you want to be a good driver. You want to understand the rules of the road. You want to understand the signs of the road. And if you continue remembering that, trying to find the principles behind the road signs. Okay, the other one here next to the yield to oncoming traffic sign, there's this sign, the red, solid red and then white line in the middle. What does it say? What's the meaning of it? It's a no entry sign. So no entry sign, no vehicles may enter this road at any time. So it's a no entry sign. So when you come across this sign in your test, remember, it's a no entry sign. No vehicle may enter this road at any time. Okay, family. Thank you so much for taking this time to tune into this channel. And I hope you are now somewhat equipped, ready to tackle the regulatory signs on your test and on your driving career. Because it doesn't end here, it will continue on your driving school, at your lifetime, when you're driving your own car, your company's car, and so on and so forth. Remember that even if you are a pedestrian, you'll understand even the signs in a better way, in a much better way. Next time we'll continue with our signs, but we'll just keep this one brief. We'll continue with the command signs. As you see here, we'll be touching on this group of signs, what's their function, what actions must we take when you come across these signs on the road. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment,
and subscribe, and also share this video to your loved ones. Thank you so much. This is the Drive Line. Peace.